course I did. Hi, welcome to Snow Better Lifestyle. Thank you for those who keep returning. Love you. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit a like on the way out after you've watched, just to let the algorithm know that you liked it. And for those of you who are new, have just seen this is my first time you're seeing my face. My name is Donna. I turned 61 in March. I raised 6 kids, ages 28 to 39. My oldest son will be 40 in about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. It's okay. I'm not old. I'm not old. And I work full-time in tech, 99% remotely. And I started my health journey in November of 2023 and got titrated up to 5 milligrams in... There goes my dog. I'm having a hard time starting this video, to be honest. It's like the 4th time today. Anyways, I titrated up to 5 milligrams in February of 2024, and I am down 80 pounds. This week, I did not gain. I did not lose. I am exactly the same weight I was on the scale last week. So 231.0 last week. 231.0 this week. No gain, no loss. And that's okay. I'm totally cool with that. I mean, of course, old Donna, if that had been the case after I had been so diligent this week to make sure I did all the things, would not have been happy. But for me, I know this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. So, and I have found, having been on Mounjaro 5 for 15 months, each week is completely different. Completely different. Some weeks I'll suddenly drop 4 pounds. And other weeks I won't lose anything. And other weeks, so it's just a marathon. And the thing is like I said, I started at 311 pounds. I am now 231 pounds. I have about 50 pounds to go, approximately. I'm shooting for 175, and when we get to 175, then I'm going to determine whether I feel like I need to go a little longer in terms of weight loss or not. So, yeah. This week, like I said, everything went well. Drank my water. I tried a couple things. I tried the lavash pizza, and I posted that in community. It came out really good. I made a barbecue one, so I put barbecue sauce and rotisserie chicken and mozzarella cheese and some frozen mushroom on it. I'm going to have that today. It was really good. I super enjoyed it. The only thing I noticed is, like I said, I watch a lot of grocery hauls. And I noticed a lot of the people, a lot of the ones that are buying the lavash flatbread are getting the square. And mine was a really long one. So I think next time I buy it, I will get the really long one. It needs to fit into my air fryer because I'm not turning the oven on. I just don't. So as long as it's a size that will fit into my air fryer, I can make different kind of pizzas. And it was super, super good. I really enjoyed it. So I did that. And there was something else I did this week that was different. And I took a picture of. And I can't remember. So maybe I'll remember and pop it up here on the other food that I tried. Because I'm trying to change it up a little bit. And I'm trying to relax a little bit. Like I mentioned before, I tend to be really regimented, have the same exact thing all the time. And what I'm working on now, since I'm down 80, is in this next 50 pounds or so, get myself to the point where it's sustainable, where I'm not having to do fancy things in order to meet my protein, do fancy things in order to meet my fiber, that I want it to become something that is just standard every day. I don't have to think about it. I'm not there yet. So that's one of the things that I'm working on. Otherwise, though, I mean, I didn't gain, I didn't lose, I didn't feel bad. It is what it is. And so this week, I always look for something that I can talk to you guys about each week, because there isn't Let's see. Excuse me a second why do you have my camera open? Bad. So I went to ChatGPT and I told it, I said, hey, I created a video on motivation for my channel because it's already gone through my channel and given me some suggestions and things like that. So I will be upfront. This is ChatGPT. I just went in and I told it, I've done something on tracking. I've done something on motivation. Can you come up with some other ideas? And it did. It came up with, 5 new surprising things I wish I knew at the start. And it's targeted towards those who are over 50. So it doesn't mean those who are under 50, this doesn't matter. But it's more targeted. And there's a section in here that the men that continue to watch me may not appreciate or understand or like. So I am going to break these into timestamps. So I will put a timestamp down there and you can bypass it, my dear male friends. Just so you know, because I don't want you to have to sit through the hormones and the being over 60 and the postmenopausal, and sorry, you had to hear that. But, and I mean, if you listen to it, great, because that just shows the women in your lives that you care about what they're going through. So, 5 surprising things I wish I knew at the start. Being over 50, I'm 61. Okay, number 1, losing weight doesn't fix your body image overnight. You may still see your old body in the mirror, and mental shifts take longer than physical ones. We talked about that last week on the motivation, what to do when motivation dips. I have to say this is true. It's still taking, and I'm not even at maintenance. I'm not even close to where I want to be in terms of where my goal is, where I want to be. I mean, and I've had this conversation before, if this was the weight that I was going to stay at for the rest of my life because my body has decided 231 pounds at 5'2" is a good weight for you, then great. I mean, that's where I'll stay. But if I can get down to what my goal is, and that's 175, which in the past, before I started getting really heavy, 175 was always a really good weight for me. I always felt energetic. And even though that's a larger body, it's not a small body, it was the right body for me. It was healthy. I could walk a lot. I could do a lot of the things that my 300-pound body couldn't do. So, like I said, if this is where I'm staying, it's where I'm staying. But I'm going to continue to do the things that are healthy for me, even at this weight, and keep going from there. And my dog's decided he's going to drink his water right now. Just that, that's what that is. Okay, so yeah, I see my old body in the mirror, and the same thing goes like when we go to the store. I still go to the very end of the plus size. I know that I'm not 4X anymore. I'm not 26, 28 anymore, but it's just automatic, and it's the same way online. I don't know how long it takes to not do that. And I think we all do that. Whether you lost 60 pounds, 70 pounds, 80 pounds, whatever, we all go through that. Okay, and so here's the part that may not apply to the men that follow and watch my videos. And that is, hormones play a bigger role than I thought. Sleep, stress, and menopause symptoms can completely stall progress. I have to be honest, I was postmenopausal when I started. When my doctor looked at me and said, "You're complicated," back in November of 2023, I'd already gone through menopause, had been through it, was done 5 years or 6 years before. So I didn't go through perimenopause and menopause while I was on the medication. But I was 311 pounds. I had hypertension. I had really high blood pressure. I had a lot of the complications that go along with that. So I didn't go through it. I didn't take the HRT. I mean, I'm done. I'm post-menopausal. I've already gone through menopause. But I do have to say that I do struggle with the typical things that you do go through as you get older, when you get over 60, over 55, the sleep has been a real challenge for me. Today, I actually slept in till 6 o'clock, and I got up 2 or 3 times because I drink a lot of water during the day. So I wind up going potty, 2 or 3 times in the night, which is a whole nother issue altogether. But I was able to sleep longer today, but I've had a lot of struggle with sleep, and I've had a lot of struggle with stress. And I think those of us over 50 need to take those things into account, and also take into account that because we're older, we've already gone through all the other things. We're already fighting against our metabolism that's not as strong as it used to be. Excuse me while I itchy my ankle. Not as strong as it used to be when we were younger, or not as good as it used to be. Yeah, it's a real challenge, but it's not impossible. It's doable if you look at the whole journey, the whole process, as a long-term thing. Something that, yes, you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. And it's going to take some adjustment to get to that, the way that it works for you. For us, it's going to work differently because we do have to go through that whole process. So if you're perimenopausal, menopausal, barely postmenopausal, keep that into mind and give yourself some credit, because not losing weight every week or taking longer than your younger counterpart is okay. It's totally okay. It's the end goal that we're looking at. It's just changing the way that we eat, the way that we move has improved our overall life immeasurably. I mean, that's all there is to it. Like I mentioned in my last one of the one before, I think it was a motivation one, about, my back was I couldn't go anywhere. I was in so much pain. I had to ask for an extension on the airplane. I had to worry about what the weight capacity was on it. I still kind of do, but what the weight capacity is on an office chair or something like that. So, keep that in mind, because I know that for those of us that are perimenopausal, postmenopausal, we do have an extra little bit of challenge. Doesn't mean it's not doable. I'm postmenopausal, 61 years old. I have lost 80 plus pounds in a little over a year. Okay, for somebody else, it'd be, I lost 80 pounds in 6 months, I'm happy for you. I really want to be able to sustain and maintain this for the rest of my life. That's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight for you either. And yes, we can compare. One of the things that my daughter and I say to each other, comparison is the thief of joy. It really is. You cannot compare yourself to someone else, even someone else who's the same age as you are. Their bodies, the things that they're doing are going to be different. They may exercise more. They may have the benefit of hormone. They had the hormone the proper hormone all along. Maybe the types of food that they eat. So you have to find that perfect key, the perfect thing that's going to work for you and make you happy. And it sounds like it's really windy out there. I wonder if it's going to rain here. I don't know, in Arizona. Okay, so that's the end of the hormone bit. So we can bring the non-hormonal people in. Okay, so the third thing it said here is people will treat you differently and not always kindly. Jealousy, unsolicited advice, or assumptions can catch you off guard. Okay. I don't know how much I can talk to this, because I am very much a recluse in a sense, because I've worked remote now for over a decade, for like 11 years before the pandemic even happened. I was already working remote. I had a period in my life when I had a whole house full of people, up to 9 people living in the house. So I wasn't always that way, but I've been more reclusive as of the last maybe decade or so. Bought my house, work from home. I go into the office once a month. I see my kids a couple times a year. Sometimes they come to see me. But I'm very much a recluse, so I don't get exposed a lot to comments about my weight loss. An occasional family member, but never anything that's mean or cruel or what would you call it, passive aggressive. I've not had that happen yet. But for those of us that do have family around all the time, and maybe we have extended family or whatever, and they feel like they need to make a comment about our weight or what we're doing, are we taking the shot? So, yeah, just keep in mind when those moments happen, maybe they just don't understand and need to have someone explain it. And if that still doesn't work, guess what? Walk away. I don't mean end the relationship. I don't mean stop talking to them. I mean, okay, this is not a topic that we can talk about. You are doing the right thing for you. What you're doing is helping. It's a tool, and it's going to make you have a much better life. It sounds like it's raining. Oh my gosh. Oh no, it's not. Something got knocked up against my window. Oh, that's going to freak me out. So anyway, yeah, so just try not to let that bother you. And when you have moments like that, go back and look at, like we talked about last week, your non-scale victories. Do something that you enjoy. Go talk to somebody who supports what you're doing. You don't even have to send them the research. They're not going to pay attention to it anyways, depending on their level of belief in the misinformation. So just let it go. And I know that's really tough to do, especially if it's somebody really close. But for me, so far, I haven't had this as an issue, so I'm not the one to give you any advice on this. I'll put a couple links underneath of a couple people who have done videos on this topic in particular. I'll put it in the description if you need a little bit more support in that regard. But so far, so good for me. I haven't had anybody. I've actually had people that I had relationships with who reached out to me in private and said, I'm thinking about talking to my doctor about taking a GLP-1. How did it go for you? What do you think? And then I would give them the couple things that I felt that they should look at and consider when they're talking to their doctor, things like that. I'm not a doctor. I can't give them any sort of medical advice. I'm not a clinician in any way, shape, or form. I don't even play one on TV. But I can at least let them know, through my experience and, the things that I've gone through, how it's been for me. But it's going to be different for them. It may not work as well. It may work better. You just never know. So that is that. I got to unlock my thing again. Okay, number 4. You'll have to redefine your relationship with food again and again. It's not a one-time fix. Your needs and triggers shift at every stage. I have to say that's true. I think initially when I was starting to change the way I ate, because we talked about this before. I say that a lot, by the way. But we talked about this before, but, I really didn't pay any attention to the calorie count, a Weight Watchers points, the macros. I just wanted to eat what I wanted to eat, that's fine. It was very intuitive, and yet not. Because I didn't have the hormones needed to control the portion sizes and what I ate and how hungry I was, I just ate to beyond full, to discomfort, to I just want to have this entire thing of ice cream. I just want to eat 2 burgers, not 1, like we've talked about. So, as the year, 15 months, whatever has gone by, I have established a real more of a connection and more care of what I'm putting in my body. I do track the calories. I do check to see how much protein. I do check to see what the fiber count is, what the sodium is, what type of sugar are they using in the sugar-free. I mean, there's a lot more things that I am aware of that I was not. So right now, my relationship with food, it isn't quite healthy yet. I would not consider it at that point, but I am working on it. And it's getting much better, and I'm caring more about what I'm putting in my body than I was 15, 16, 17 months ago. So I think that's where we look at, our relationship with food. What was my relationship with food was, I'm hungry, I'm going to eat. Or I wasn't even hungry. I'm sad. I'm mad. I'm angry. I'm this. Okay, let me go grab something that makes me feel better. Thing of ice cream. Order in a big old order with appetizers from Cheesecake Factory, entire pizza, sides, the whole thing. And that, to me, would be a type of solace. And that isn't what my solace is now. I do struggle sometimes when I'm more stressed than usual, to try and control that feeling, like having something, high in sugar, high in fat, high in this and that, things that I really love will make me feel better. Now, I know it seems silly, and I posted on my community post on occasion, I work on a puzzle. I've got a puzzle going all the time. I will sit there, turn on TV, work on a puzzle. I have a 3D printer that I bought 3 years ago. I'll go look on the 3D printer thing to see if I could find something to print. An example, just this past week, I printed this little dinosaur. I haven't decided what I'm going to do for my printer business, but I just felt like printing this, and it holds rubber bands, and it holds, what's it called? Scrunchies and stuff, and it has a little cup in it, and I still have to glue on the little feet. But this week, I went looking, and that took up time, time that I could have been sitting there eating a bag of chips or a bag of Reese's peanut butter cups or whatever. So I went looking, I found this, thought this was cute. I'm going to add this to next to me because I tend to rip out, usually I have my hair up in a rubber band, rip out my rubber band or rip out my scrunchie and put it in something, on the side of my recliner. And now I can just stick the little rubber bands on his neck or put my earrings. So I tend to take earrings out and put that in. So that's been, everybody's got a different thing, but find something that distracts you. If you're still struggling with, even though you've got the appetite suppressant and the other aspects, if you've got something that's eating at you and you find yourself continuing to look for something to eat to help control those feelings, do a puzzle. Pull out a ball of yarn and a crochet hook or your knitting needles, or pull out something to keep you busy. And after a while, that particular activity, at least for me, that's what I've found over the last 15 months. Everybody's going to be different. Maybe you love to garden. Maybe you love to, there's things that you like to do that you keep your hands busy. Maybe you like to do, the diamond painting, or, there's all these different things you can do with your hands. Do something like that. And I find that helps me when I have those moments when I'm at peak anxiety, peak stress. I'm going to sit here and work on my puzzle. I'm going to, go grab that crochet project that I've been working on for 2 years, and work on that. So find something to do that. And that does help a lot. Because I do still, even with taking this med for 15 months, 16 months now, I still have emotional triggers. Like I said, I've been dealing with not knowing what's going on with work, if I'm going to lose my job, blah, blah, blah. I'm okay right now. Everything seems to be smooth at the moment, but that definitely sets off. That is definitely a trigger for me. I finished a puzzle. I'm almost 3/4 way done with another puzzle. I've got another puzzle waiting in the wings for when this one that I'm working on right now is done. I will sit at my puzzle table and I will just focus on a section on the puzzle and do that. And that helps me to get out of that high level anxiety. And everybody's going to have something different, but that's what works for me. And it's helped a little bit with my relationship with food, in that I'm trying to change that, because we don't know how long we're going to have these meds available to us. We really don't. I mean, right now I'm okay. I'm waiting for the 24th of May to see if my PBM is going to push back and not let me continue to get my Mounjaro like I've been getting for the last 16 months. I'm not on CVS Caremark. I'm not on some of these other ones. So I'm watching to see, are they going to push back and say, sorry, you have to go on the other one. You have to go on semaglutide, when I've been on tirzepatide for, a year and a half, a little over a year and a half. Because I started on tirzepatide 2.5 in November 2023. So, yeah, I am trying to utilize this time that I know that I'm on it, that I'm going to be able to continue to take the meds, to have that extra help, to try and change the way that I deal with food. And part of that is finding some, and it's not always going to work. The little creatures in our brain are going to come back, but maybe not at the strength that they were before we took the meds, before we lost the weight. So that's one of the things that I'm working on through this whole journey, this process, is finding ways. Could I have done it before? I tried. I just did not. I couldn't get it kick-started. I mean, every time I turned around, there was something that triggered me to go eat. Emotional eating, or eating just because I was bored. That's another one that's a bad one for me. I get bored. I'm like, I'm bored. Okay, let me go eat. I don't do that as much because the medicine is keeping me from being like actually hungry and actually craving anything. But I still, the other parts of my brain are like, what should we do now? I'm so bored. What should we? There's a bag of chips, man. You can eat that bag of chips, or you have the money. You can have an Instacart, go to the grocery store and order a bag of Reese's peanut butter cups. Nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to know. Who's going to know? So yeah, that's one of the things I'm trying to make sure that I can do on my own without needing it. You know what I mean? Getting into a habit of, this is what I do when I'm bored. This is what I do when I'm super anxious. This is what I do when I've lost, that there's been a loss in the family or work or whatever. So yeah, that's what I'm working on now. Okay. And the last one, I don't know anything about this right now because I'm not there. Maintenance is its own beast. It's not about hitting a number. It's about building a life you don't want to escape from. So I'm not at maintenance. I'm nowhere near it at the moment. Like I said, I really want to get to 175 and then evaluate when I get there. Is this good? Is this where I need to be? Do I need to take off another 10 pounds? I don't know. Because like I said, in the past, prior to my being 300 pounds, and I was that for quite a while, 175 felt like a good weight for me. And my doctor even said 200 pounds is fine. Get down to 200 pounds and you're good. And I was going, oh, really? You don't want me to be like 135 or 140? Because I'm only 5'2", but she's like 200 pounds is good. Just and I was a little shocked that she wasn't thinking I needed to be 150 or less. So like I said, I set the 175 for myself. I'm also planning on talking to a nutrition. I had talked to a nutritionist years ago when they first diagnosed me with type 2 diabetes, and I completely ignored it and said, nah, you guys don't know what you're talking about, which was really stupid. I should have listened back then, because who knows what kind of damage I did. So yeah, let me unlock again. Although I'm not in maintenance, I am trying to plan for when I do get to maintenance, and that's all that stuff I was talking about being able to manage my emotions and not do it with food, do it with other things. To, if I get triggered, then I get triggered to, go work on my puzzle, crochet, play a video game, which I do too, play a video game, find something to print. Excuse me. So that's it. I thought that was really interesting, the topics that GPT came up with. And I hope that this coming week is a great week for you. I know this is a long video. I only do one a week, every once in a while a bonus. So I try to fit everything in this video. I really appreciate you watching. Please make sure to hit like on the way out. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. And this coming week, I'm really excited. My daughter is on her way. Well, she's not on her way right this minute, but she's going to be coming to visit Wednesday or Thursday this week, and spend some time with me, probably a little less than a week. My mom and my brother, who's 2 years younger than I am, he's 59, have birthdays this month, 13th and the 18th. My mom is still in the nursing home. She can't get out of bed. She has to be hoyered, to be showered. She needs around-the-clock care. Or at least full-time care. It's not care, unfortunately, that I can provide, nor my sister. She's shorter than I am, so neither one of us has the strength to be able to do a lot of the stuff that needs to be done to take care of her full-time. But point being, my daughter's coming. We're going to go and visit on the 18th. We're going to go, and then we're having a little celebration for my brother and my sister at the nursing home. We're going to spend some time together. I'm hoping I'm going to try and go to like an Old Navy, or go and see, go clothes shopping, like actual clothes shopping, not just stuff coming in through D&Co, etc. And we're going to go see Into the Woods. Now, I may have mentioned that I really love musical theater. I used to do musical theater. So I thought this would be a good way to kind of see what this area, I'm in Santan Valley, Queen Creek area in Arizona. So it's not going to be a whole lot going on down here, but I was just curious to see. So there's a fly in here. We're going to go see a play together, so I'm excited about that. We're going to go see Into the Woods. And I think I'm going to try and talk her into going to that craft thing I was talking about last week, and maybe some clothes shopping, maybe a little bit, because last year when she came, we went to Sedona. We went to Saguaro National Park. I don't know that we'll do all those things, but we're going to go do a few things together and spend some time together. So that I'm really excited about. So I don't know what my videoing is going to be like next week. I'm going to try and capture some stuff, and then I don't know that I'll be doing the video on Saturday, but we will see. So I will let you know one way. Please keep an eye on my community posts. I will post stuff that I've eaten. I'll take a picture of my food and post it on there, and I'll let you know what's going on in terms of whether or not I'm going to have a video next week. And I believe that is all I have for this week. It is all I have for this week. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like I mentioned already. And I will see you next week at some point. And thanks so much. Okay, bye-bye.